Hey, everybody, it's Brad.
And I'm Christa.
With a buffering zone.
Holy moly.
I cannot tell you how frustrating this is, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's hit and miss. It just depends on what YouTube and the interwebs decide that they want to do with this live stream. Sometimes in the mornings it's perfect. Sometimes there's no issue at all.
Right.
But then it's just, we're along for the ride.
No kidding. It's been an absolute nightmare.
So if anybody can tell me how to make Starlink and AT&T work better, because we have both.
Right.
So I don't know. Brad, get a hammer and nail it down. I know, crazy.
Yeah.
Now it's going green. See, now it's going to buffer green. So we'll just fingers crossed. Anyway, we're going to act like it's going to be good for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, hey, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I could be a little less frustrated. I could.
You could, and you can be less frustrated by not letting it frustrate you. Deep breath.
I actually think that, honestly, one of the issues, and Mike DeFazio could probably tell me how to do this, Windows updates and, the internet security things keep flagging. Mm-hmm. So I think they changed something, and now it's slow.
Yeah.
So anyway,
quite annoying.
We have got some good news for you guys tonight.
Yep.
We have 8 interesting or very cool
or historical
or good news stories. So, yeah, gray and the pink. You like the gray and the pink, says Phoebe. All right.
Oh, good.
So what we're going to do...
Funny. I didn't even pay attention.
What we're going to do... Oh, there it goes. It's going to buffer again.
Shh.
I'm looking at it.
Shh.
It's a bummer.
Don't pay attention to it, and it won't buffer.
If you don't look at it, then it won't buffer. If you don't look at it.
I'm going to put some tape over the top of it so you can't see it.
Oh, my graciousness. I don't know, guys. Is it watchable or is it not watchable? You got to tell me. Because I can try something else. You know what? Maybe I'll try and restart the computer.
Maybe what we can do is just record this and then put it live.
That's no fun.
I know it's no fun.
Windows updates are bad.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to restart everything. Again. But now it's green. See, I'm ready to throw this thing out the window.
No buffering there.
No buffering there. All right, well then here we go.
Let's just keep going.
I'm going to ignore it.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a surprise coming for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a good one. Cannot give away the... but tomorrow we're going to do something and acquire something that I know you'll be interested in. What's funny? You gonna pee? She might piddle a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's... I don't know.
I'm very happy about this part.
Okay.
Anyway.
It's all good.
A hint? Nope. No
hints.
Hints. Nothing. You'll have to wait and see.
So while we're waiting for friends to get here to start the good news stories, and there are really cool stories tonight. So winter prep. We have been prepping like nobody's business.
Yeah. And not like the prepping you would think. It's honestly, we're prepping to stay warm this winter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A lot of wood splitting.
A lot of wood splitting and stacking.
And a lot of hay stacking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Moving hay. We actually built a hutch kind of thing to put our sheep and goats hay in, and we didn't really set it up, but now we've got it established. We put a tote, like one of those 275-gallon tote cages inside it, and we built this like little sliding slider to slide the hay. Push the hay.
It's 2 pieces of wood.
It's a hay pusher.
It's a hay pusher from the fence to the cage, so we can just set it on there, cut the strings, and push it in.
Holding on the play. Flag is thrown. Right?
Timeout. Flag on the play.
I don't know how that's.
I don't think they have to do that. I don't know why I did that.
You were just thinking about a flag.
I'm thinking
on the
play. I'm throwing the flag from my brain.
There you go.
From my brain hole.
Got to get her done before the snow flies.
Yes, that's
true?
exactly
I want to know
it. So yeah, we've gotten half of the stack, almost half the stack cut and split and stacked.
But we're going to talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Because that is what I learned this week.
Yes.
But so we are also weaning a little baby calf.
Well,
he's not a baby anymore.
And the bigger calf, the bigger heifer.
Clover.
Holy smokes.
We just let her go.
Yeah, she just, and her, okay. If you guys have ever had cows, there's always this one cow that just likes that won't stop, won't wean the babies at all. And so Honey is this cow that won't wean her babies.
She won't.
She won't, not at all.
She's like, bring it on, come on.
Yeah, exactly. It's comforting. I think she's in full on depression mode though right now.
Do you?
Oh gosh, it's ridiculous.
She's got postpartum.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
For her udders.
Her calf was born in March of 2021. So she is almost 18 months old. Okay?
Every time we try to stop her,
she goes right back to it.
Yep, and
right
Mom
back.
lets her.
Exactly. Right back to her. Mom lets her. Just has no problem with it whatsoever. Clover is a very healthy calf. Well, heifer cow, because
Hoofer.
Yeah, it's
Hofer.
Yeah, well, that's yes, it
that
does.
does
Phoebe.
stink. Yes,
yes, it does.
So we've got them in their own pen.
Yes,
and it's been day 6.
So loud.
Not anymore.
It's been
They've
quiet
calmed down.
now. For the first 3 days, it was constant mooing on both sides. The calf,
wow,
and Mom. Insane how loud it was.
6 days in though, and now they're kind of stopped.
Yeah, every once in a while, but it's not bad at all.
Well, and everything we're seeing says that it takes 7 to 14 days to wean a calf. So we're just kind of hoping that
they're staying over there till snow flies. I'm just telling you.
They're gonna. There was a question. When did snow fly last year?
I believe it was late November. It was after Thanksgiving.
Later than usual.
It was later than usual.
Yeah.
And we've had a super mild winter.
Yep.
We did have a mild winter, but we've also had a very mild spring.
And summer.
Well, that's what I meant. In summer. Yeah, that's what I was
So
trying to say.
I'm thinking that's a bad omen.
Yeah.
Because we're due for really, really bad weather. We're overdue.
Yeah.
So that, and let's see what else. You were going to talk about she used to get cellulitis a lot.
Right.
And so she got diagnosed with some veins that needed to be removed, which that's the grossest thing to think about.
Yeah, it's a crochet hook.
Oh.
And they
don't say it.
Oh. It's really gross.
But she had surgery.
Yes. I had surgery on my right leg. I had cellulitis in my right leg 3 times. And so what they found,
what was causing it.
The bad valves and bad veins is what was causing my cellulitis. There was an infection in my veins. They cleaned that out, and all is well from that leg. Well, I went to visit the doctor again Friday, not yesterday. Friday, and I'm going to have the surgery on the other leg as well. So that's going to be coming up here within probably a month. So
they're going to schedule it soon.
Yeah, going to schedule it soon. I'd like to get it done before winter. So
yeah, well, but that'll be a nice time to just chill out too.
Yeah,
just relax and heal up.
Yeah, but I definitely want to get it done soon.
Okay, it's time. What have you learned this week? Deep thoughts from the homestead. Deep thoughts. Eileen, what did you learn this week? Scott, start typing. I want to know about I want to know. What did you guys learn this week? Phoebe, everybody has to share. Yep. What is the thing that you learned this week? And we'll all find the coolest one, and you will be saluted from afar with cool points.
Yeah. Well, and Tina is in Australia, and
cool.
It's now spring there.
Oh.
And they just came through a really cold winter, which is hard for me to imagine winter in Australia. I mean, really. But, I mean, it depends on, I guess, where you're at.
Yeah. So, okay, what did you learn this week?
I learned that you're never too old to learn. Haha. I am learning again. Well, not learning again because I never did advanced biology in high school. I am learning advanced biology. It's all about human anatomy. This course is through Apologia, and Hope and I are taking this course together. So it's been really, really fun this week.
Well, it's homeschooling.
It's for homeschool. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and we're getting ready to start our 4th week already tomorrow.
Oh, funny.
So
Danny Thrive says, I learned that my granddaughter sounds like someone stepped on a cat when she cries. Nice. Hey there, Lola Granola.
That's scary. I'll be honest.
That would be terrifying.
That would be really terrifying.
Yeah. Shara learned how to collect water using a tarp and some sticks.
Awesome.
I think I saw that video. There was a video.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very
there was
cool.
a video out. How to split wood, says Delaney B.
Ooh, Sandra learned how to make grape juice from homemade grapes.
That's very cool.
Not homemade grapes, homegrown grapes.
Debbie
That's
learned
awesome.
that she's 64 on Friday.
No, she turned 64. I don't feel any older. Yeah.
Oh, I'm 64.
You won't feel any older until you turn 65.
It's probably true. It's probably true. So,
Yeah.
since we are knee deep in splitting wood, and when you're sitting there, mind numbing for hours, just splitting and keeping your thumbs from not getting split.
No. We actually know somebody who crushed her hand while splitting. So we're very cautious.
Extra careful.
Yeah.
But I learned that heating our home this winter is only going to cost between, get this now, for you guys who do electric, brace for impact because you're going to fall out of your chair.
Yeah.
With the cost of gas for the splitter, the semi-load of logs, it's not counting time. I'm not counting labor as time.
No.
But all expenses in should cost us between $125 and $150 per month to heat a big house.
Yeah. Yeah.
4-bedroom house.
5.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I don't count the studio.
This is one
studio.
of the bedrooms.
It is a bedroom.
Yeah.
$125 to $150 a month. Can you believe that? Mm-hmm. But to be truthful, there has been a lot of labor involved.
Oh, sure. We have our neighbor Ryan comes over and he cuts the wood. We've kind of traded off.
We got labor.
We get labor. Yeah. He uses our tractor whenever he needs to, and so.
And machinery and all kinds.
Oh, sure. But he's been cutting the wood because he knows how to do it. He does it very well.
He's fast.
He's very quick at it, and safe. It's not. Don't get me wrong. He's not careless. He's very safe at it. So he cuts it, and then we have this awesome routine.
Yeah.
So Grace picks up the logs and puts them on the tray for Brad to split. Brad splits them. He puts them on the ground.
I fling them.
Yeah.
Fling.
Great. Caleb and Ruth pick it up and put it in the trailer, and they drive it over to me and Hope.
So they're on an ATV.
I guess driving it on an ATV. I gotta mention that part. And then, so Caleb drives the ATV over to us and to me and Hope, and Hope and I stack it. So it's a great great little system that we have going. It's awesome.
Everybody has a part in it, and nobody's overworked. It's great.
Nope. And we spend maybe an hour and a half almost every day. 3? Okay, well, 3 hours a day.
You come later.
Yes, I do come later because I'm doing homeschooling.
I'm not complaining.
I know.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that I'm out there for a long time.
You are out there for a long time. I was thinking of Saturday.
You're like, hey, guys, I'll work for an hour. No, I'm teasing. She's not like that. But I am out there a lot longer than everybody else. So anyway, as you can see, the great marriage builder. That's what splitting wood will do for you.
Yeah. Sure.
You guys ready for some good news stories? Because I am.
Yeah.
I know I am.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can't see this far with my glasses. My eyes are going bad.
Been going
All
buggy.
right, ladies and gentlemen, bring on the good news. First one up. Is it me? It's
You're odd.
You're up.
You're odd this week.
I am very odd this week.
Yes. And
All right.
every week.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Market set. You're up.
No, you're odd. Odd.
Oh my gosh, I read all the wrong stories. And I edited all the wrong stories.
Okay. Well, then I will wing it and I will read odd.
See? I even marked them.
He marked even.
Oh, no. You want me to do
Nope.
it?
Nope. It's okay.
I'll do it.
I can read on the fly. It's all good. All right.
Okay, okay. We may have to edit
See?
as we go, guys.
Odd.
And
I wrote
I don't want to
a
show you the
B.
names of the stories, but I marked them. I circled them right here.
Yeah, he did.
Sorry, guys. I know.
Okay. When a father and son's fishing boat hit rocks out from Boston Harbor, their lives were saved in part thanks to their desire for some liquid libations on board.
No lie.
While the headline said, okay, so I've not read this, so I have no idea what I'm reading. While the headline sounds like a barrel of laughs, 15 minutes of frigid Atlantic waters almost caused the pair to enter hypothermia.
Not good.
No. 2 officers from the Boston Harbor Police Unit were on patrol when they got the call about a sinking ship. When they arrived on the scene, all that could be spotted bobbing was a turquoise cooler on which were dangling a pair of life preservers. The whole rescue was caught on the officer's body cameras, during which the son requests that the police help his father up before himself.
That was cool, actually.
Yes. Both men were no worse for wear for their time at sea. The cooler was presumably saved and set aside for the next time they cast off.
Huh.
My goodness gracious.
So could it be argued that their frosty brew saved them?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, my gracious.
Oh, my gosh. That's
This,
so
you're going
funny.
to get a kick out. Well, you read this story.
Yes, I did read this story.
well,
and
then
I
you can
actually
click-
even underlined this to emphasize the word.
Yeah, well, you can click on that when we say that.
All right, fine.
There you go. Dwayne Hansen hopped inside his giant pumpkin on Saturday, hoping to squash some records, specifically Guinness Book of World Records for longest journey by pumpkin boat. You heard that correctly. Pumpkin boat. The Nebraska man was inspired to try this after meeting a woman at a pumpkin growing seminar who previously held the record. Hansen spent nearly a decade trying to grow a large enough pumpkin until he finally grew Bertha, the big one. He hollowed out his 846-pound pumpkin, carved out a cup holder on the side, and went to the Missouri River. Hansen's journey was not an easy one. He had to be on top of it the whole time. He told News Channel Nebraska as waves threatened to tip his pumpkin over. You've got to stop everything and just hold on for the ride with those waves. Then that was bad. After paddling for 11 hours, his pumpkin traveled 38 miles. He broke the previous record held by Rick Swenson, who had floated 25 miles. Hansen is now waiting to be verified by Guinness Book of World Records.
Okay, all I have to say, 10 years? Really?
She must have been one heck of a woman.
No, but
I know. It's just that the connection was made.
yeah. He was growing pumpkins for nearly a decade to get the biggest one.
And there was a cup holder.
I know, and a cup holder.
I'm just looking at this picture, though. This is taken from a regatta that they do in Oregon.
Oh my gosh.
And
It takes it. Never mind.
there you go. and there's the January 6th guy over there in the corner. I don't know if you can see him.
Oh, I totally see him. He still doesn't have enough hair, though.
Well, he's not quite as angry.
No, not really.
So, yeah.
All right. You think all of the gangs are in Los Angeles and Chicago and Manhattan. They're not. In fact, there's a street gang in Eagle River, Alaska. That's weird. There's an Eagle River here in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Big strapping teenagers roaming the byways by night, ducking in and out of the shadows. Eagle River is hardly a teeming metropolis, 25,000 people or so. Just as nice a residential suburb in a valley 10 miles north of Anchorage. The citizens there have no idea where this youth gang has come from. Plenty of people would like to know, and would like to know their names. Their targets at first were the homes of elderly people, but now they're likely to zero in on any woman living alone. They strike when the occupant's away most of the time. They're gone before anybody can identify them. They're believed to be boys aged 14 to 17. So far, the authorities have been unsuccessful in uncovering their identities. That's what challenged Debbie Briscoe, our reporter from Chuggacack Eagle Star.
Yeah.
Over the span of several cold nights, this inquisitive young woman staked herself out, waiting to catch the Eagle River gang in the act. Her repeated lack of success made her wonder if the boys were more sophisticated, better organized than she had first thought. But then one bitterly frigid late evening, Debbie on stakeout spotted them. A bunch of them sneaking up to this house, and promptly the plucking reporter stepped from the shadows and confronted one of them. "What is your name?" Debbie demanded. "Not on your life," the boy answered, and he walked back to the driveway of the home, and he joined the others as they proceeded to do what they had come there to do. And reported Debbie Briscoe watched them do it. And the next day, she reported what she had seen to her readers. At this moment, well, you know almost as much as anybody does about the Eagle River Gang. The boys that prowl that neighborhood then move in with methodical swiftness. Far as I know, not one of them has been identified. But do we really need to know who they are? Or aren't we not simply be grateful that in this stage of ugly headlines, of lawlessness and selfishness, that there is an Eagle River gang for the rest of us and for our children to look up to? For you see, the nameless boys of suburban Anchorage have not yet to harm anyone or anyone's property. On the contrary, their youthful might is dedicated to right, to shoveling snow from the driveway of the elderly couple who can no longer can, awesome, for removing the trash or mowing the lawn of the widow who can't afford to have it done, for secretly and surreptitiously, how did I say that?
I don't know.
Okay. Secretly and without reward, these anonymous teenagers step from the darkness seeking only to help. And at the same time, proving to an often cynical world and the sometimes overshadowed whole truth about today's school-agers. They're not all delinquent.
How about that?
That's really cool.
That is super cool.
Yeah.
They sneak around and do good when no one's looking.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Don't let your right hand know what your left hand is up to, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Doing the right thing. Way to go.
Yeah.
You boys of Eagle River, come on down. We'll buy you a Culver's burger.
That's right. That's
okay.
right.
All right. This is also a really cool story. It's a news thing that you already know about. So
yes, I do.
A Los Angeles-based nonprofit is helping reroute perishing produce to communities in need of more fresh fruits and veggies all over the country. A combination of inflationary governmental fiscal policy and the centrally planned response to COVID-19 has really damaged the ability of rural or food desert-based communities to buy fresh produce. There he is. There's that guy right there. Since 2009, Food Forward has rerouted 250 million pounds of food from landfills and delivered over 1 billion servings of fresh produce to food-insecure communities. Based in Southern California, Food Forward have mastered the logistical challenge of rerouting produce destined for landfills to communities that need it. Southern California is both the largest exporter and importer of produce in the country, making them perfectly placed. From its refrigerated food distribution center in southeast Los Angeles, the group works with 350 direct partners coordinating food donations, which have so far made it out to 12 California counties, 6 other states, and 2 tribal nations. Wow. We understood workflows well enough. We understood efficiencies. We understood the networks and how food flows through the Los Angeles area, and that's a wrong
contiguous.
Word. Contiguous, yeah. My eyeballs, yes. So, and the region. CEO Rick Nehemias told Civilites, coming out of the centrally planned chaos of the the pandemic. Food Forward feels that they are getting a grip on the demand for fresh produce rather than reacting to it in a difficult or emergency circumstances. There are as many problems in this line of work as a CEO could stomach. Chief among them is the fact that the food has just days of shelf life left. Nehemias credits the team's nimbleness and excellent reactivity to the success that saw them win 2018 California Nonprofit of the Year. Their operation is so tight that every $1 donated allows them to redirect 10 pounds of produce from restaurants, grocery stores, or farms before sending them to communities that rarely get to buy a bright red tomato or crisp head of romaine.
That's awesome.
Keeping that perishing produce out of landfills also reduces methane gas emissions from its decomposition, reducing America's methane footprint after about 10 years.
That's awesome.
Pretty awesome indeed.
$1 will send out 10 pounds of food.
So they work directly with the restaurants or grocery stores, and the grocery stores where they're like, it's starting to look a little, but it's still good.
Right.
Then they quickly get it into the hands of people.
Or
that can use
you've seen an ugly produce.
Yeah.
Where it just doesn't look. It's not a perfectly round tomato. It's got a crease in it or whatever, but it's still edible.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of that stuff, but that's really cool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the shameless plug. You guys know that we sell Thrive Life freeze-dried food.
Woohoo! These are my favorite.
These won't have to go to a landfill anytime soon.
No,
not even
at
for
all.
30 years.
These are dusty.
Well, these are actually called snackies.
Yes.
Boom. That's actually just straight up cheddar cheese.
Yes.
Shelf stable.
Cranberries, almonds, and coconut bites. My fave.
These are dusty because we keep them in our truck.
Yes.
Because if anything weird were to happen and the truck did not drive anymore.
Say we got stuck in a blizzard.
Or we got stuck wherever.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of food that is shelf stable that sits in the car.
Yep.
It's not going to go bad.
Doesn't freeze. Doesn't melt. It's perfect.
And there's all kinds of stuff, even yogurt bites. There's, what were the other ones? There's
granola.
Pineapple, all kinds
really
of
good.
stuff.
Very, very parfait.
Yeah.
This is yummy.
Yeah, show them that one a little closer. That one's really nice.
All right, so this one's got strawberries and
almonds,
granola, and
blueberries,
yogurt bites, and I think they're blueberries.
Yeah.
Yeah, blueberries.
This one.
And raspberries.
Havarti cheese and
So
pretzels. Yummy. Nice.
So very yummy.
And so, if you are interested in checking some stuff out, it costs you $0 to sign up to get on a delivery program. And then you can pick what you want 1 month or skip a month or skip 2 months or whatever. You can change things around. It's your world. We're just playing in it. So check it out. I would say that it's probably a very good thing to have some shelf-stable food on hand.
Yep. Luck in those prices.
Again, $0 to become a
monthly delivery customer.
customer.
Yeah. And like he said, you can cancel anytime. It's really easy to do.
Yep. Raspberry yogurt bites, yes.
Raspberries and yogurt bites.
Yeah.
I don't think they have raspberry yogurt bites.
Christa just ordered a ridiculous amount of
cranberries. Yes.
They're so good.
They are so good.
Anyway,
so
commercial over.
Yep.
It does help us out. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes.
Moving on to another good story.
Yep. That you were supposed to read. So, here's a story. It's going to be a mystery story.
Yeah.
A real life mystery story.
This is cool.
I'm going to tell you first how it ends. Why?
You gotta read it.
It's important that you know so you can keep the facts straight in your mind. The Colonel was married, but he also had a mistress. In fact, the Colonel was just about to leave his wife for this other woman when his wife decided to kill him. You have this now. It's important. The Colonel's wife wants to do away with her husband, so she conceives the perfect crime. The wife would make it appear as though her husband, the Colonel, had murdered her and let the authorities do the rest. Sneaky woman.
Sneaky.
The Colonel would be tried, convicted, executed, and then his wife could turn up later with feigned amnesia. Perfect crime, right? And mystery buffs, please don't feel cheated because you know more than you should. Because despite all you've heard, you'd never guess what happens next. One frosty night, December 1926, a car was found at the bottom of a chalk pit in Newlands Corner, England. Inside that car was the fur coat belonging to the Colonel's wife. The woman had disappeared. The police did suspect murder. The Colonel himself was interrogated. Where he had been on the night in question. Well, the Colonel explained he'd been at a dinner party. What was the occasion? The Colonel appeared embarrassed because the dinner party was, well, for himself and his lady friend. They were going to announce their engagement. You can't engage somebody. Can't do that if you're already married. It doesn't work that way. The detectives looked at each other. Was the Colonel at the party all evening? No, he had received a phone call from his wife.
Uh-oh.
She had gotten wind of what was going on and was about to come to the party to make a scene. Naturally, the Colonel had to go home for a while to calm his wife. Did he? Well, yes, the Colonel went home, but nobody was there. So he returned to the party. Had the Colonel and his wife been on good terms prior to her disappearance? Well, yes and no. Well, not exactly. They had their disagreements. In fact, they had quite a row that morning before the dinner party about the Colonel's lady friend. If the detectives prejudged the Colonel guilty, you can imagine why, because his testimony was terribly incriminating.
Yeah, he was a jerk.
Yeah. Meanwhile, a force of 2,000 was organized to search a 40-square-mile area for the missing body. The authorities dragged the deep water hole near the chalk pit where the car was found. Tracking dogs and light planes scoured the area. Publicity mounted steadily. The London newspapers were calling the incident the crime of the century. Where the heck did this woman go?
You'll see. It's great.
The Daily News offered £100 for any information leading to the solution of the mystery. And who is being asked not to leave town? The Colonel, of course. Obvious motive, the mistress' involvement, no alibi. And of course, you knew he didn't do it. You knew his wife was hiding out, waiting for her husband to be convicted and sent to the gallows. You knew because I told you. But there's something you didn't know. The Colonel's wife had figured everything out. She left the ignition keys off when she pushed the car into the pit so police would know that it was pushed and not driven. She even left a fur coat in the car. It was very cold that night, remember? So when investigators found it, they would suspect that she had left the scene herself. Yes, the colonel's wife had figured it all out, except for one thing. There was no place she could hide. 12 days after her disappearance, her famous face was recognized on the other side of England. For not only was the colonel's wife well known, but she, of all people, should have been able to get away with murder. For the colonel's wife, the real-life, almost murderess, was the author of fiction's most successful whodunits. She was the mistress of mystery, Agatha Christie.
She tried to get her husband
funny.
killed.
funny.
Well, tragic too.
Yes.
How do you have that kind of relationship where she knows that he's cheating? Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Yeah.
Can you believe that though? She actually did try it.
Right. Well, did she get in trouble?
I don't know that part of the history.
That would be something to find out.
Interesting,
Agatha
though, huh?
Christie, that's hysterical.
Well, must not have gotten in much trouble because she's hugely popular.
Yeah.
All right, this one is a fun one, too. History. I know, Scott, you're going to love this one, okay?
Yeah.
On October 11th, the bartender found himself facing a tough judge on a tougher judgment. The bartender would be forced to pay the debts accrued from his tavern, and the sum was due immediately. Now, the bartender argued that his partner, Bill Barry, had bought him out 18 months ago, that he, the bartender, held no interest in the tavern now, therefore ought not to be held responsible for its debt. But the judge said that did not matter, that many of the debts had accumulated while his partner was part owner of the establishment. Well, the bartender frowned. Then he protested that he had nowhere near the amount of money demanded of him. The judge said that was all right. The court would merely confiscate all of his personal property, including his transportation. Well, the barkeep, confounded, kept his mouth shut. He accepted the judge's decision. Perhaps he could borrow enough cash from a friend to get his things back. It took several days, but such a friend was found, and the bartender's belongings were returned. And that the bartender vowed right then and there that he would never, ever get involved in a business deal like that again. No more partners. That, as I say, was October. The following January, his former business partner died. And once again, the hapless barkeep was brought before the judge. It seemed his partner had died in debt, and that his debts were still relevant to the tavern. Now this time, the amount was astronomically the equivalent of roughly $100,000 in today's money. The judge said the surviving partner must pay it off and pay it all. Well, the bartender said, "Now wait just a minute, Judge." And he tried to explain the intricate financing and persistent lawsuits which had plagued the establishment from the start. And he pleaded that he had been part owner for only a short while, and that he had sold his share in the place only a few weeks after he and his partner had procured their tavern license. But the judge was unimpressed by the bartender's excuses. If he had been concerned about his financial vulnerability, he should never have become involved in such a complicated entrepreneurial venture in the first place. And about the very least, he should have made it his business to know more about the law. Well, that's precisely what the bartender did after that. He had always been interested in the law. Now he decided to make the law his business. May we make this assumption that there was some connection between the beating the bartender took in court and his subsequent ambition to become an influential part of the court system. Now, consider this. He got stuck with that tremendous debt, $1,100, which could be worth 100 times that in today's dollars. He was made responsible for the reimbursement of that staggering amount of money in January of 1835. Well, he passed the bar. I mean, the barrister kind of bar in March of 1837, just a little more than 2 years later. And his attorney's status was a big stepping stone into the big time of politics. Now, the next time you ponder the war between the states, the next time you reflect on the freeing of the slaves, the next time you hear the words 7 years ago, remember as well the bumbling bartender in hock up to his stovepipe hat, just another cringing victim of the court system. That man named Abraham Lincoln. How about that?
That's great. Yeah, you don't hear that much when when they're talking about.
There's honest. That's not honest Abe. There's honest Abe. That's
not him.
Forget it. It's over. No more pictures. That is not honest Abe. Past the bar.
That's funny.
Yeah, you get it?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't hear about that in history class. You know, that he owned a bar and he was a bartender.
And he got basically... Well, you know what? When you think about it, it does kind of make sense that he would be on the hook for some of the debt.
Right.
But not all of it.
Well, not after he had already signed over the bar to the other partner.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, that's the partners. The debt goes with him. It's not Abraham Lincoln's problem.
I think that's the law now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if somebody buys the business, they're buying everything.
They're buying the debt included. Yeah.
I think that's changed.
So hopefully Abraham Lincoln was the one that changed that.
Ha! He's the one that signed that law.
Yeah. Right.
Cool.
Oh boy. Okay. A man has been reunited with a ring he lost while picking fruit over 50 years ago. It was gifted by his late mother for his 21st birthday, but slipped off his finger as he picked strawberries in 1968. Retired train engineer Dave Radley spent several distraught hours trying to locate the ring among the rows of bushes. He was picking strawberries in a field behind a friend's father's house to sell that morning when he realized the ring was no longer on his finger. He had received the 9-carat gold ring as a present just weeks before, but the fit wasn't quite right. In a stroke of luck, last month, a metal detectorist who received a tip from the landowner about the lost ring made the discovery. 54 years after the signet ring ran off, Dave got a call from his friend's brother, Peter, who still owns the land. A metal detectorist working for Peter asked if he could detect in the very same field where the item had been lost, to which Peter agreed and informed him about the missing ring. It was found 7 inches deep in the ground with only one slight scratch ready to be polished out, and Dave went to collect it from Leicestershire later that week. The ring might not have changed, but its owner has, so it's a fairly tight fit. Yeah. Radley said, I had to have it changed slightly as I can just about get it on. But none of that matters because I'm so grateful to have it back.
Wow. My
family wasn't too well off in those days, and I spent hours searching for it on the rows we had been. My mother wasn't upset with me, just more upset because of how distraught I was. When I got the call from Peter, I couldn't quite believe it. The joy I felt in that moment was indescribable. Radley said that the jeweler near his home priced it at £700, which he had demonstrated just how much his mom had gone out of her way to surprise him.
Isn't that nice?
That's really sweet.
That's nice.
Yeah.
All right. I think I had changed the picture on this. Let me see. Yep, that's the correct picture. No, don't do that.
Cancel.
Hit cancel. Okay, so when it comes time, you know what to do.
Sure. Got it.
All right.
Got it.
Okay. Have you heard the one about the traveling salesman? There's a traveling salesman from Cleveland who wagered over his head in a golf game. Well, let me tell you the story. If this salesman lost the game, he was going to lose a lot more than a game. The game he had to win is the story. He was, as I say, a salesman in Cleveland. He was 25. His income just about equaled his expenses. So though he was a good amateur golfer, he dared not wager for high stakes until one day. Friends had invited him to the Pine Valley course in New Jersey. He'd never played that course before, and Pine Valley is a man-eater, more sand and scrub than short grass. And if you ask anyone who's played it, Pine Valley is one tough golf course. Now, the young salesman is no hustler, but this day he had to hustle because he needs money. He needs cash. He needs hundreds of dollars. The negotiating begins. Pine Valley can't be such a hard course, said the visitor. Though he had heard otherwise, his golfing companions laugh. Would he care to put a little money behind that boast? All right, says he. So confident is so confident is he that for every stroke over 80 on his scorecard, he'll pay his companions $100. Well, his companions are delighted. Who does this kid think he is that he can shoot 80 or lower on his first time around Pine Valley? But wait a minute, says the guest. You pay me $100 for every stroke I make under par. Par is 72. Well, now, his hosts are sure that this youngster has underestimated Pine Valley. They'd heard that he was pretty good, but nobody's that good. So they agreed to the wager. First hole at Pine Valley's a monster. Dogleg to the right, 427 yards from the tee, woods on the left, sand and scrub on the right. The green is level with the fairway. The problem's that there's a sharp 10-foot drop from the fringe on the left and the right at the back. All of this in a par 4. Well, our hero's already lying 4, and he's 30 feet from the pin. But he sinks the 30-foot putt. Then, before he'd even reached the second tee, he's already shooting bogey golf. $100 for every stroke over 80. There was no way for them to know that their guest was broke. There was no way that he could pay for even one of those strokes to win. What he needs to do is break 72. He has to. He just has to. Well, that day, after that most important game on that treacherous golf course, the brash young visitor put it out on the 18th with a round of 68. 4 strokes under par, and his take at the predetermined rate of $100 a stroke, $400. He won precisely the cash he needed, and his next stop would be at a place of business of a certain mid-city merchant, and there he left the $400, the exact sum he needed to pay for what he'd already bought. It's many victories later, many millions of dollars in winnings and earnings, but the incomparable career in professional golf all began with a game he had won in 1954. For that day, he was playing for keeps. He was playing for an engagement ring that he had bought the day before he could pay for it. That day, he learned how much of a good golfer he really could be. He learned what he could do when he had to. So that year, the Cleveland salesman made golf his profession, and he had it And it has rewarded him. That's worded funny to me. It has rewarded him every other year since. The prize he won 34 years ago was a girl named Winifred Waltzer, and then thereafter, Mrs. Arnold Palmer.
You kind of have to wait to the very end to put that picture up.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great story.
He started his golfing career as a hustler.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's great.
Well, I mean, the dude's clearly gifted.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly
Is he
gifted.
still alive?
No, he died.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I know Debbie's like, I don't understand golf lingo.
I was having a hard time with that because I'm not a golfer either.
I mean, we play Wii golf.
We putt once in a while.
We've done putt.
We've putted.
And my parents lived in a golf course community when I was a teenager. Okay, this is a funny story. I lived in the same neighborhood as the golfer Paul Azinger, and I babysat for his kids.
Yeah, he was pretty
Yeah.
big back in the day.
He was big back in the 90s, in the early 90s. Yeah, so that's my famous story.
And I'm sticking to it.
Right. So he was a very nice gentleman. Christian family. I don't know what they're up to now, so. Yeah, do that one.
This one?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Tell them about it.
All right. I actually do have the location. I don't have the new flyer yet.
Of what?
Of the meetup. Well, they can see the picture. So we are, there is going to be a Homesteaders in Wisconsin meetup. We are going to be there speaking.
We're not hosting.
We're not hosting it. We're just going to be there speaking. It's going to be in Waupaca, Wisconsin at the VFW. So you can Google that and find out where it's at. But it will be on October 15th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. Is it bring your own food? Is there?
Yes, there is a pot. Thank you. I'm really bad at this. There is a potluck that day, so bring a dish to share.
Bring your A game.
Right. And there will be speakers. There'll be vendors. What else? There was something else.
River dancing.
I don't know if she's still on, but there is an email
Chihuahua
to
races.
sign up at. Let me see if I can.
Chihuahua races should be good.
I can find it. Hold on one second. Chihuahua races. You're so funny.
Pin the tail on real
It
donkeys.
is. No,
Yeah.
cancel.
What are you doing?
I'm getting an email to put in so that they can sign up to. They're going to send an email to Old Glory Farm at yahoo.com. They're the family that is hosting it. And so join us. It's going to be a load of fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. All right.
Bring Culver's burgers and fries.
Okay. You will be everybody's friend.
Yeah, no kidding.
You will be everybody's friend.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Monday through Friday, I do a Bible devotion. We read scripture, unpack it, pray for each other. People. Oh my gosh, there's so much prayer that's going on for each other. That's going to be on the screen, but it's Big Family Devotions channel, and that's 8:30. And if you didn't figure it out, we're believers.
Yes.
And so we're going to pray.
Yes.
So if you're not, and you go, I can't take it.
Please join us anyway.
Yeah. Come anyway.
Yeah.
But so we're going to say a little prayer.
Yeah.
You mark it set. Oh no, we're on a good screen.
Yeah.
Father God, thank you so much for bringing each and every one of these people. Lord, I just ask that you love on them and you let them know that you care and you're never, ever, ever going to leave them alone. And you've done everything that would get in the way of us having a relationship with you. You did the work because we could not. And we thank you, Jesus. We thank you for that. We love you. Amen.
Amen. Have a blessed evening, everybody.
See you guys.
Yeah.
And that's the right one.
Right.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart and Blessed is the one who finds wisdom and the one who gets understanding. For the gain from her is better than the gain from silver, and her profit is better than gold. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. Does not wisdom come? Does not understanding raise her voice on the heights beside the way? The fear of the Lord, the fear of the Lord, the fear of the Lord, fear of the Lord is the beginning of understanding. The fear of the Lord, fear of the Lord is the beginning of understanding. The fear of the Lord is understanding, understanding. Does not wisdom come? Does not understanding raise her voice on the heights beside the way? Does not wisdom come? Does not understanding raise her voice on the heights beside the way? Does not wisdom